Welcome back, guys, to this video, this tutorial, and this topic. For this topic, we'll be looking into Materializecss Navbar. The navbar is used to show the navigational links within the web page. This is what I meant. So this is a navbar. So within this navbar, I could be able to get into other parts of other components within our web page. So with the Materializecss, it's very easy to style our navbar using the default CSS class provided by Materializecss. So let's look into that and see the different types of navbars that comes with Materializecss. So let me open up our navbar.html. Materializecss Navbar. And let me bring in my link.css / this. And also my font. So link css font / material icons. And for this, we'll also be making use of the JavaScript part. So we'll be using the script tag here, script, and for us to initiate the JavaScript part, we have to use a method called m.auto-init. So Materialize has the JavaScript part and the CSS part. Like using a modal would require you to use an m.auto-init. So I don't know if you are going to need it here, but let me just open it, and then I can be able to link up the Materializecss JavaScript file. So script source js / materialize.min.js. Okay. So for us to make use of the navbar provided by Materializecss, we can open up our page layout by using the header or using the nav, and let's go to their site and bring up what they have here. So this is the normal navigation provided by the default navigation provided by Materialize. So you can see the div class has the main div has a parent wrapper called nav wrapper, a parent wrapper class called nav wrapper, and the brand logo, and also using the UL, the another list to make a group of anchor tags. So let's take a look at what that shows up in our browser. That should be navbar. Okay, so you can see this is our logo. You can make it to be stand. Our logo can also be centered. You can restyle our navbar the way we want it to be. So I could be able to change the color of this navbar using the teal or purple or indigo, whichever one. Okay. And I can also change the text here or change the text of the logo to green or white. That should be a white here already. So I'm going to give it a dark text, and then text lighting frame. Let's also see that. stack text orange. Let me try orange. Okay, so you can see that's supposed to be a black text, not a dark text. Black text. Okay. So, but it makes it look somehow. So let me leave it in the default way it is. So I can also give this a gray with a light darken tray. So, okay, and then I can also make change the text size as well of maybe the logo or whichever other thing, other navbar that we have here. I can also use the padding to add a styling padding to bring this thing over here. I can also add a container within this to center the content of the navbar. So let me make use of the div.container and bring it in. Let's see. So you can see. So it depends on the way that you want to style your navigation bar. So there's also other navigations that we have here in Materialize. So left aligned link. These are a left aligned link. Instead of making your logo to be at the left, your logo will now be at the left, while your navigation links will be at the left. So just only by adding a right class to our logo and also a left to our nav mobile. So let's see that. So let's add a right to the logo and a left here. So remember, a hide on med and down means to hide this for mobile, and when we get and making it responsive, it will show a tray handlebar by the left. So let me refresh so you can see. So let me show you what I meant. It's already here. Let's see. Let me toggle this so you can see that it hides, but it doesn't show the handlebar here. So let me see what's wrong with that. Console MO is not defined. Sorry. Okay. So I actually made a mistake. Before you put in the emo.author in it, you have to first declare your Java. You have to first bring in your JavaScript, Materialize JavaScript file, and also Materialize also depends on jQuery, so you can also bring in your jQuery file here. So let me get it back and refresh, then get it back again. Okay. So we haven't added the handlebar yet. When we add it, it will still come up here. Then let's see other classes provided by Materialize. So you can see you can also center the logo by using a center class provided by the Materialize CSS team. Instead of right, we can make it to the center. So it is. So other ones are the active items by adding an active class to the list, just like we did back then. You can add a list to show that this link or this navigation or this particular link is being clicked and it is the particular page that we are on, so we can add an active and say that we are on the collapsible. Okay, so you can see the actually, because of the gray color, if you look closely, you can see there's a more darker or highlighted color within the JavaScript. So, and we also have extended navbar with tabs, so we can easily put in tabs for easy navigation. So let's see that. Let me copy this and nav. Let me copy this and put this one off. Comment this off. This is an extended navbar with tabs. Let me format this document. Okay, so you can see the extended navbar comes with a class nav extended with the normal wrapper for the nav, the brand logo for the logo, the mobile demo, and the nav mobile. Then after that, this is where whenever we are on mobile, this is what we show. This is what comes up. A side nav will come up. So, and these are our tabs for easy navigating through and fro. So let's refresh. Okay, so you can see then I go to text 1, it shows me the text 1. Text 4, it shows me the text 4. So this is a disable tab. So let me go over to mobile device and see. Okay, so you can see that our links, our navigational links are now being hidden, and the handlebar is now being showed to us. So let me click, so you can see how Materializecss CSS makes it easy for us to implement a responsive navigation bar. So let's view other ones. Fixed navbar. By adding a navbar fix, that means whenever you scroll up and down, the navbar will continue to be there. It won't scroll up with the screen. It will just remain fixed there. And the navbar drop down menu, if you want to have a drop down menu, let's say you want to add a profile here, and whenever the user clicks on his profile, show a logout, view profile, and the rest. So let's copy this and see how it also works, or let's put it in there. I can take in my URL drop down. Put in my URL drop down here. And then say profile, it should be profile view, profile pick assessment, and logout. And then we'll be having a trigger button here, a drop down trigger. This should be the drop down trigger. The drop down trigger is the button that we click that will activate the drop down. So it should be here as well. Yeah. So the drop down trigger should be among the UL nav mobile, and also should be among the styled mobile as well. So the drop down, this is a class drop down trigger which is targeting the drop down one. So let's say we are now targeting our profile. So I have to change it here. So the data target will be profile, and the ID that we are targeting is also profile. So take it that for the drop down we are actually targeting data target is the ID that we want to target. So we are targeting the profile ID here. So whenever I click this, you should be able to come in and activate this drop down content here. So let's refresh, and let me go out so you can see. Let me say something. So I'm missing something, then there must be a little bit of requirement. Let me see that. Okay, drop down content, drop down trigger. The data target should be what we are targeting. Okay. Remember, just like I said, for you to make use of the JavaScript initiated the JavaScript part in Materialize, you ought to have jQuery installed as well. So, but we are not going to touch that. So, whenever you have your jQuery installed, you can call in this, and then to make the drop down to trigger. So you can also use the icon on your navigations. This is the icon. So let me add one icon, a user. Instead of the drop down, I'll be having a user. Adding a user here. iClass should be material icons. Oops. Material icons. The material icons should have a user. If there's an icon called user, there's no icon called user. Okay, let me use the cloud, the ones that I already have in my head. Okay, so you can see the cloud. So you can make use of icons within your navbar, and so many other things. You can also put in your search. You can also put in search within this. You can also add button, large button, depending on whatever you want to style. You can also have a fab within your navigation, using your navbar. And you can also make your navbar to be a search bar as well. So you can style your navbar the way you really want it. You can come up here to the Materialize documentation to pick the navigation bar that suits your needs as well. And that's, guys, with the navbar stuff. Remember, whenever you want to add your Java, whenever you are initializing something that in Materializecss, whenever you are trying to initialize something that comes with JavaScript, remember that you either need a JavaScript file or a jQuery library, or you can just create a JavaScript file. So thanks, guys, and thanks, guys, for staying around and watching.